I'm Joe Murphy. I want to talk to you about servant leadership today through the lens of a key word, humility. Humility is a key word for all leaders to have as an attribute. So if you're not familiar with servant leadership, Robert Greenleaf came up with the term some years ago when he worked for AT&T. And he wrote a book called On Becoming a Servant Leader. It's a terrific book. And in this book, he goes through many of the attributes and characteristics about becoming a servant leader. There's another book out here called The Power of Servant Leadership, also written by Robert Greenleaf, but was edited by Larry Spears, who was running the Greenleaf Center at the time, and he's written a number of articles about servant leadership as well. But the whole premise about servant leadership is humility. I want to read to you parts of a HBR article that I came across some weeks ago about humility. And the headline of the article says, 3 ways humility can undermine your leadership. I'm going to read to you the first paragraph by the author. And I'm going to tell you where I disagree. It starts off this way. Let me read to you. A seasoned executive at a leading tech firm was known for his humility. He rarely took credit for his achievements, preferring to share praise with his team. And he would always seek consensus before making decisions. While his approach fostered a positive team environment, it also led to perceptions of indecisiveness, especially during critical decision-making moments. This came to a head when a delay caused by his hesitancy to act without full consensus cost the company a lucrative market opportunity. Now, let me just say this. He rarely took credit for the achievements, preferring to share praise with his team. That's part of being a servant leader. That's also just leadership. And he would always seek consensus before making decisions. Now, you can't always make or seek consensus before making decisions. But if you have a top executive team, you'd like to bring others together. I can't think of a market opportunity that would go away in a matter of a minute or two. But be that as it may, the author said, caused him to make him look indecisive within the organization. I would think that organization has a different problem, because this is not a matter of humility. It's not a matter of decision making. It's not a matter of decisiveness or building consensus. It is a market opportunity that was an illusion if it just disappeared, unless these people were scattered on different planets orbiting the sun, and you can't get hold of them. It's impossible. There is no way that humility will ever make you a poor leader. Let me just say that again. There is no way humility will ever make you a poor leader. I'm going to give you another story. I'm going to give you a story that happened at an executive offsite many years ago for a company that I worked for. We were having dinner. Before we got there, it was beautiful, sunshine, no rain in the forecast. We finished dinner. The executives had invited some lower people to have dinner. And what happened was, it was raining cats and dogs when we walked out. The restaurant had closed and there was no place to stand. So we were standing literally in the rain in our suits and dress clothes. A cab came along and the 2 senior executives raced out to the cab, jumped in it, and without delay, without hesitating, told the cab driver to go off. That's not humility. That's arrogance. They took their leadership position, and instead of asking others, especially people who were brand new and were not part of the executive team or the leadership council, to go take the cab, and they would stand in the rain for them, they could have showed a humbleness and what servant leadership really was. But instead, they were whisked away by the cab and they were laughing as they were running to the cab, watching the rest of us stand in the rain. I'll never forget that. And it turns it to be a great story of what arrogance looks like as opposed to humility. I'm Joe Murphy, and I'm here for your success. And I'll say it again, leadership requires humility and to be a servant to your people. I wish you the best of luck.